what the New York Times is reporting. We're still waiting for President Trump or anyone in his administration to bring forth the evidence that they have, or perhaps Breitbart or the radio host who says that they have it would bring it forth. And when it does, we will report it. For more on this, let's bring in Chabria, who is a former senior advisor to Ohio Governor John Kasich, and Doug Schoen, of course, our former advisor to President Bill Clinton and a Fox News contributor. We welcome you both, gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here. Let's talk about this tonight. You know, how unusual would it be for the FBI Director James Comey to ask the Justice Department to say the president got his accusations wrong? If for not, it were not this James Comey and this director. Jay?
You know, when James Comey writes his book, I'm going to pre-order it on Amazon because this is the most fascinating guy in Washington. He's been involved in more controversy and he's still standing. It's really incredible. Now, my question to James Comey is, he's shown no compunction about going against the norm and making announcements where other officials wouldn't. Why wouldn't he make this announcement himself that Donald Trump's wrong? Now, regardless of that, there's certainly a lot of problems that the Trump administration's got with the Justice Department, the FBI, everyone fighting each other, and a lot of smoke. But I really wonder why Comey just didn't go forward and ask the question himself, too, or make the proclamation himself.
That's an excellent point. Doug, do you have any idea why?
Yeah, I sure do, because it's not the role of the FBI director in any shape, manner, or form to interject himself into day-to-day political...
Well, then why did he do it on July 5th when he said that the prosecutors and the Justice Department should look no further at Hillary Clinton and her emails and the top secret server, so on and so forth? Because
he was announcing the conclusions of a criminal investigation, and because Loretta Lynch herself had gone on, gone on Bill Clinton's, or Bill Clinton had gone on her plane, it made him the most likely person to do it. But that was an extraordinary event, and that should happen once. This is an ongoing...
But then it happened similarly in September, right before the election.
Right. He said he had additional evidence that required him to come forward and review it, and then the...
So why not now say, you know what, there's no evidence to show this. The president's wrong. Why wouldn't he do that?
Actually, because I think we need a larger scale investigation with both a congressional investigation of Donald Trump's claims and a special counsel to investigate Democratic claims about Russia and Jeff Sessions. You know what? This should be taken out of politics. It should be done not on a haphazard basis, but we are a constitutional democracy, not a banana republic, and we need people to stay in their roles, and we should let people investigate and come up with conclusions, not shoot from the hip or the lip.
Would it be impossible, Doug, and Jay, I don't mean to ignore you here, you can jump in at any time, but would it be impossible for what the president says happened to have happened? I mean, there might have been others. Trump Tower is huge. I mean, I've heard argument today that they may have been investigating, and this wiretapping fell into this particular scope. I mean, it wouldn't be impossible what the president is saying.
It wouldn't be impossible, and the president was pretty definitive. And I think, given that he is the president, we have to pay deference to what he said. It could well be that another agency, one of the 17 intelligence agencies, was looking at the president, and the president himself said that that was on Obama's orders, because they haven't said definitively that there was no wiretapping of Donald Trump at all, and it's conceivable, again, that it was part of the ongoing look at Russia's role in the election campaign. So I don't rule that out, but we really got to get it out of politics and get it to be investigated by neutral parties, not by political partisans or the FBI and Justice Department doing extraordinary and unusual extra constitutional things.
Real quickly, Jay, and then we're going to move on to Obamacare. What do you expect to happen next in all of this?
Well, who knows what's going to happen next? I mean, this has been one bombshell after another. I don't think anyone could have expected the tweets on Saturday.
Next?
Well, what should happen? Look, I think some independent looks into this is warranted. I think there's enough questions that are being raised about this, so I think that's a fair thing to do. Now, here's the thing that the Trump White House has to be careful of. There's a lot of clouds. There's a lot of suspicion, and some of it's been invited by themselves. They're going to have a lot of fatigue going into this this legislative session that's so important to them. There's a lot of big things they want to pass, a lot of things that the American people expect them to do. And when you have clouds like this, it's very difficult to have happen. So it might be beneficial to the Trump White House to let the light come in, get past this, and move on to the agenda which the American people have elected you to accomplish.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the Affordable Health Care Act because in short order we could see something. I mean, I don't know if you caught Senator Rand Paul earlier. I was trying to kind of dial back the drama on the whole thing of banging on 157, and let's just get the facts going forward. And those facts could include repealing Obamacare in the next 7 to 10 days, according to Senator Paul. Jay, I want to come back to you. And if Republicans are, like Senator Paul says, don't quite have an even keel on what they want to have replace this, where are they in all of this?
Look, I think Republicans have to tread very carefully on this. Now, repealing Obamacare is a very popular thing, but so is the Medicaid expansion that happened in a lot of states around the country. If they are not careful about this and don't treat this with caution, there could be massive revolts around the country. This is an issue that if they've just got to be really careful on, and I think they can get it done. There's a lot of good ideas out there, but also the timing is very important. And Harris, I watched your interview. You made some good points about the enrollment periods that Senator Paul and others have to really be careful about.
Doug, I come to you because they can't really get it done without the Democrats. And I'm wondering if there are enough of them like you, Doug Schoen, who will come to the table and sit down. I mean, those 69 who skipped the inauguration, I mean, maybe they were just going out to get a sandwich. But now it's important to bring that sandwich to the table.
Well, I couldn't agree more, Harris. And the problem that Jay was skirting around is, while I agree with the general point, we can't forget Medicaid expansion. We can't forget the 20 million people who could lose coverage. The Republicans have no clear consensus themselves, which is why you're exactly right. We need the Democrats, because 40-odd Republicans have just said no. And we could have complete chaos, more demonstrations, more town halls with argumentation, yelling, including more than just hardcore Democrats, if we repeal Obamacare but don't get something in its place quickly.
So before we have to wrap this up, I do want to make this point and get your response to it, Jay. No one should be taking political advantage of this. And as you look at your friend across the aisle here, Doug Schoen, it's a little confusing that people like Senator Chuck Schumer, I mean, I don't want to say they're gleeful about the pushback and all of this, but I mean, here's a chance for the Democrats to step up and be what you and I would call Minches in the situation and do the right thing. Jay?
I would hope they'd come to the table and do the right thing. But, you know, this is politics. It's Washington. It's 2017. Anything's going to happen. I expect it. We just got to fight through it. We've got the majorities. Let's go make it happen. Let's do the right thing for the country.
Harris, you're exactly right. This isn't a time to gloat or play politics. People's lives are at stake, and I hope Chuck Schumer follows your direction and that of Jay, and it's a bipartisan effort. The American people will win, and that's what we need as Democrats, what Donald Trump and the country needs.
Look at that, a big old Republican-Democrat kumbaya.
Exactly.
The next time we talk to each other, we may be talking about the rollout of an executive order on illegal immigration. And travel into this country. But we're not there yet because it hasn't happened yet. We expected it last week. We're still looking to see if it happens this week. As it makes news, of course, we'll bring it. Jay and Doug, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Good
Harris.
to see you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, tensions are rising. And in fact, the fists were flying as protesters confronted Trump supporters. On the list, injuries, arrests, and now President Trump is weighing in.
It's in everybody's